Hello, this is C. J. McPherson from Infinity Game Studios, and let's talk about the Iron Kingdom some. They eat food. This may come as a surprise to you, as the miniatures you might own don't actually seem to consume much food. I know it's strange, isn't it? Weird. Let's talk about Cygnar. That was talking about Cygnar. Let's do that actually more. Now, we're going to actually make a video about the cuisine and food of the Iron Kingdoms. Cygnar, Khador, Krix, and the Protectorate of Menoth. Now, Cygnar is interesting. It's called the breadbasket of the Iron Kingdoms. This implies they grow a lot of wheat. We know from one of the stories they have pork and a lot of canned and tinned goods, probably cooked, probably low quality, possibly even lead in the same, as that was a thing in early tinning. Probably not a good thing for the soldiers who eat a lot of tinned food. We also know that during the Orgoth invasion, from the very good book, Kings, Nations, and Gods, which is the complete history of these nations, they ate a lot of fish from the Caspian Bay. They have fish, wheat, pork, and I'm guessing rice. The northern area is bayou-like, swamp-like. They probably eat a kind of Cajun diet there, probably with spices and some crawfish. Not necessarily good spices that are healthy, probably mildly toxic plants. So we're guessing here. They have a lot of rice, wheat, pork, and fish. And I know from one of the books they have a lot of sauce and spice and meat. We're looking at a sort of Cajun diet in the north and French diet in the south. But I'm asking this question here. Do they have vegetables? Ever? Probably not. That much land, probably a lot of wheat, not a lot of vegetables. Probably no cabbage. Probably good in their diet. They're probably, actually, a bit malnourished from lack of actual vegetables. And here's the question I found myself asking recently. Where do they get their tea from? We know from the story, starring Sebastian Nemo and Aurora, they have tea and sugar. But this is the thing. Tea and sugar are not grown in their climate. They probably import that from Zoo, the nation that we just know as Zoo, they trade with, the Macarian League. We don't know where Zoo is or what Zoo is, but we know they import something, they trade something like metal. It must be tea and sugar. They can't grow that in the climate without sugar beets, and tea is grown in a very specific part of Asia, if I'm not mistaken. And that's Cygnar. Now for Khador. Interesting point. We know they drink vodka and Yulske, which are probably vodka and whiskey, because Brighter Press likes weird jokes. They might have wheat and potatoes. We know they grow those. Northern climate would lend itself to a strip of farmland along the south. They might have cabbages. Maybe. Maybe not. No one seems like vegetables in this world. Or they hunt for meat. I'm guessing they drink a lot of alcohol and eat cooked meat. Or nothing. The Wendigo are probably starving to death. They probably enlist to get food. No, the Iron Fangs are healthy and they're strong because they have actual meat in their diet. Looking at environment lends itself to a lot of Polish style food. They don't have vegetables or wheat and potatoes that aren't used in actual alcohol. They're probably starving to death. They're out of food before they lose the war, quite frankly. If they do have food, they'll probably be macronourished. All the main vitamins, none of the actual vitamins and minerals. Or they're just starving besides the nobles, which is quite likely knowing Khador. Now Krix has a climate, I think, similar to the actual bayous and swamps of northern Cygnar. So I'm guessing they also eat a somewhat Cajun cuisine, likely with a lot of poisonous fish, poisonous plants, and bad rice. They're dying. We know that. They're Krix. They're undead. They don't care. They don't. And that leaves us the Protectorate of Menoth. Given their climate, they've got their protectorate, and can't really have an economy based on weapons. I would say they could actually make a living selling oranges, which might grow the climate, and cattle. They might grow beef for Cygnar and have an economy, an actual nation, and say, right now. But they don't. They're too busy sticking or jackplating onto statues. And that's the Iron Kingdoms. Thank you. Reverse note.